Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Metal video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the Frieza Final Form, or the revival of Frieza Saga for the Goku'S Family Edition, and or Goku Story Edition, Supreme Magnificent Battle. And basically see how we can complete the stage. Now, Frieza's pretty tough. I think between the Vegeta one and the Goku one, I would say that I feel like the Goku one is slightly easier, but they're both pretty tough. They hit pretty hard right out the gate. They hit really hard in the second phase. So you're going to need a top team to take on this stage. Let's talk about Frieza as a boss and his mechanics. And then once we've done that, we can kind of discuss a little bit, potentially, how you might, take him on and build your team. So we have the first phase of Frieza. Obviously, all things considered, I would say pretty tough. 1.4 million super, 180 million health, 500k normals, immune to sealing, immune to stunning, immune to defense reduction, but nothing too crazy. Like a tough-ish start, but nothing that's going to make you go like, oh wow, I can't beat this, I can't do this, this is impossible. It's actually a relatively low-key start as well, being tough enough that you need to bring a strong team, but just with enough health to let you kind of set everything up. So it's actually good that they give him quite a fair chunk of health, because it actually helps us more so than anything, because it gives us time to set up the team, to set up the rotations, to bring everything together. So it's a very crucial aspect actually to beating this event. So that's something definitely I will say. I feel like it's absolutely crucial to help kind of bring this event together. With that being said, what I will say is I do think, for me overall, probably probably what I'd say is the general challenge here is the second phase. Second phase, Frieza has 450 million health. He also has a 6 million super. He also has the ability to nullify super attack ceiling, immunity to stunning, disables attack and defense reduction, gets minus 3% attack with each attack received, and minus 3% defense with each attack received. He can also super twice in a turn, which is pretty insane. Like 2 6 million supers in a turn is pretty rough. How you counteract this is very simple. You do as many attacks as possible. You can push Frieza's attack to go down by 60%, which is a lot. Like 60% is a lot of health to go down. Sorry, a lot of attack to go down. It's definitely, I would say, obviously the best way to go about it. Putting as many attacks out against him is super crucial. Counters count as attacks. So what I mean by that is counters give you an incredibly good basis to reduce his attacks. So if you counter him against his attacks and do your own attacks, then you're doubling up the effect. You're able to really get his attack down like really quickly. And I think that's crucial almost towards like figuring out how to beat him, because I think if you do that, you can reduce his attack very quickly, and this makes the fight way more manageable. It's still tough because he can greatly raise his attack on his super, which can obviously give you like a lot of different challenges, but I'd say ultimately you can still handle the event a lot better, especially with reducing that attack. If you don't reduce the attack, then you're gonna have a huge struggle, because like what you're gonna struggle with then basically is the concept of him just doing two big supers that are gonna take you by surprise you're going to take too much damage right off the bat. He's going to follow them up, and you're going to be in a situation where you've now taken far too much damage. So to achieve this effect, to get this team build that guarantees us the win, what we did was we built a team, Majin Buu Saga, but a team that has a lot of counters. So you'll see I took AGL Vegito. You'll see that I took a friend Tech LR Vegito. I have my own, but I didn't want to make it too easy. Basically having 2 Vegitos right now is a cheat code, so just bear with it. But yeah, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to still change things up a little bit. Tech SS3 Gotenks, great lead. AGL Ultimate Gohan, also really good, has type advantage, gets his defense up, does multiple supers. AGL Vegito counters multiple supers. Tech Vegito counters multiple supers. Gotenks, okay, not too many multiple supers, but can still do quite a few. Then AGL SS3 Goku, multiple supers. Tech SS2 Vegeta, multiple supers. So you can see like the trend, like you can see how everything's going. You can see the trend of how we're balancing these fights, how we're making these fights work, how we're building the team around the concept of doing as much damage as quickly as possible. Obviously, if you can't build this team, focus on having additionals. USS is a great team. They have strength SSB Vegeta. He does a ton of additionals. He can really quickly get the boss down. If you're doing 10 additional attacks in a turn, then generally speaking, you're going to be fine. Because you can just pop a Whis or an Icarus like I did, do all your attacks, get the boss down, and then it's actually really simple from there, and you can handle things quite well. When you don't have those additionals, so when you have units that are doing 1 or 2 big attacks a turn, so like Planetary Destruction, they have a lot of additional attacks built in. Broly does 1 big attack, Int Broly does 1 big attack. These are obviously tough to handle. So these are obviously, they're not going to reduce the attack so heavily. They're going to have their own issues. So, that's difficult to take. It's not so easy to just get the victory that way. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I think it's really, really solid. And I think everything worked pretty well with this functional team build. Of course, I'd like it to work a little bit better. And if you took your own Tech LR Vegito, you definitely could. But I think this, for me, functioned very well.